Today we're going to talk about locked lessons. This isn't going to happen all the time. It really depends on the course structure and sort of how lessons are going together. But what we're going to have happen is that when we're in Intellipath, sometimes we have to go absolutely in order. Other times, we can just go wherever we want. So if it says, we're in Unit 3 and we've missed Unit 2 and we just want to charge ahead to Unit 2, Unit 3, it'll let us. But sometimes it will say, oh, no, we have to do this first, that second, that third, and it's got a very strict sort of lineup that it wants us to cover. So I just want you to be prepared for that, and I want you to know what those little locks look like. And I also wanted to go into a sample student, a demo student here, because I want you to see that it's going to be a tiny bit tricky sometimes. You're going to get confident and comfortable with this, so no need to fear. But I want you to be ready for what it does. So Intellipath is going to sort of mirror our current pace in our course shell. So if we, right now we're in Unit 3, it's going to say, hey, you're in Unit 3, let's do Unit 3. But if we're behind a little, we can't do Unit 3 because we're going to log in, it's Unit 3, and it won't let us. It'll have a lock. So we need to see why. Okay, that didn't work that time. Sometimes it takes a while to load the student example. So I'm going to try again. So I want you to be ready for that, and I want you to know how to navigate it. So as you can see right here, I'm a demo student. Yes, there we go. Sometimes it takes a little while. Great buttons, contact, you can always reach me. So what happens here is that this student, this sample student, has done 18 lessons. So 18 lessons is not quite Unit 1. Unit 1 has 23 lessons. And remember, this in the past was about 8 lessons, and what we've done is we've taken them into smaller pieces. So the same way we tell you, hey, if you're working on assignments, chunk them up. Don't look at it and say, oh, I got to do all the work. Instead say, okay, I have to do this step. So that really helps you focus on the smaller pieces until the big picture is accomplished. I know that helps me, so I really hope it helps you as well. So we know this student is back in Unit 1. However, it's encouraging us to head on to Unit 3 because we're in Unit 3. So let's click and see what happens. Wait, what's happening? It won't let us. There are all of these locked buttons. So when we see that, even though it's telling us, hey, go on to Unit 3, we have to navigate a little bit. So we're going to go back here to our course. We could also go here to our course. Again, we're going to go back a little bit, and instead, we're going to scroll on down. So this is showing us where we are, that we've done 18 lessons, that we're doing great. It wants us to be at Unit 3, but we're not quite there. There's no shame in this game. We move at our own pace sometimes. We have five and a half weeks. We sometimes are able to work ahead. Sometimes we're right on time, and sometimes we're a little behind. All of those are part of life and the process, right? Am I right? Can I hear a yes to that? So what we're going to do instead of stopping there is we're going to scroll on down the screen, and we're going to go to the actual one that we are working on. So in that case, that means we want to head over here, because even if we go to Unit 2, we're probably going to find those same locks. I say probably because, as I mentioned, it really varies by unit, by lesson. Even within one particular course, you may find that some lessons are locked with that little padlock and others are not. There I go, losing my voice. So we're going to go check Unit 2 as well and see what it says. So if a unit or if all of these lessons just let you go in and do whatever you like, you are more than welcome to do that. They may be covering things that don't click together in a really, really tight formation. You may be able to say, oh, well, I'm ready to learn this, or I'm ready to explore that. For a course like ours, the reason these are all locked is because we are doing things like learning how to navigate the full campus. And so learning about concepts is the second part. So we've got to get in there to Unit 1 and really learn how to get started with CTU, how to think about how we're thinking. We're looking at things about navigating, all of those kinds of things. Like here, routine versus habit, CTU community. These are the things we are catching before we go on and just look at ideas and concepts like motivation and stuff. So now it said we have check marks for all those. It wants us to learn this, success in a CTU course, and then it's going to, again, we see all these locks because our course, again, is all about sequential learning because we have certain things we need to focus on. So it may not happen all the time, but keep a bookmark of this particular little exploration so that you know how to head back in there and find where you left off. Again, there's no bad thing about that at all. We are all moving at various paces throughout the week. Due dates are supportive. They are encouraging. They shouldn't be something that we feel beat up by. So for this student, having done 18 of those 23 lessons, we're going to do 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and that's going to open Unit 2.